Hello and welcome to week 3 of our semester. This week we have our similar quizzes and Learn Smart activities for chapters 5 and chapter 6. We also have diet analysis part 1, which I'll talk about, your replies to your discussion board number 2, and an original post for discussion board number 3. So when you go into this week's folder, first thing you'll see listed is part 1 of the diet analysis assignment. This part of the diet analysis assignment requires you to track your food and beverage intake along with your physical activity for 3 days. So you're going to want to get started on this assignment as soon as possible because you need 3 separate days of information, and there's only 7 days in the week. So pick a day to get started on that. Make sure you read the instructions very carefully because when you type up your information, there is a very specific format that I want it in, and in this document it has an example of what that format is, which includes timing of the meal, how you were feeling before, a coding for what your motivation is for choosing a specific food, or what your motivation was for choosing a specific food, and how you were feeling after. So this will be very helpful to you when you type up your 3-day food and beverage intake record. The other part is a 3-day exercise or physical activity record. So this should include all the activities that you do in a day, not just the purposeful exercise. So the timing here should add up to 24 hours. There's a sample here and a blank 3 days here. So the key is make sure it adds up to 24 hours. Include your time sleeping, driving in the car. You can round it to the nearest hour. Just kind of estimate the time spent doing a given activity. All right. So those instructions are there. And then you can click here and submit your document to the assignment page. Then you have your learning activities for chapters 5 and chapter 6, along with your Learn Smart and quizzes. And then you will go to our discussion board, which discussion board number 2, you did your original post last week, and this week you will continue by replying to 2 classmates based on the prompt that is given here. So you're going to dig deeper into a health complication, and you're going to choose one of the foods that your classmates mentioned and look into what type of sugar is in that food. So when you cover the chapter on carbohydrates, you'll learn about all different types of carbohydrates. So what is the main sugar type that's in there? Okay. And then you also have your original post for discussion board number 3, which is taking a look at saturated fat. So you're going to do something very similar to what you did in discussion board number 2. You're going to find 3 specific foods or beverages that you believe to be high in saturated fat. And then I want you to share what the rationale is for limiting these foods in the dietary guidelines. So you might have a little research to do. Don't worry about your second and third post or your replies to classmates this week for discussion board number 3. We'll be working on those next week. All right. And I think that is all that we have going on this week. The work I've seen so far has been great, so keep up the hard work. We're moving along very quickly, already a quarter of the way through, and let me know if you have any questions. All right, have a great week.